Hi there, welcome. My name is William Flaude, and as part of my journalism project, I want to talk about my filmmaking experiences through COVID during lockdown and post lockdown. I myself I will say that I'm quite a filmmaker. I made quite a lot of films, documentaries, narrative stories in the past, as well as like stop motion films. And I think through COVID, it's kind of changed my perspective on how to make films. Today, I just want to talk about like my experiences of filmmaking through COVID, and I want to sort of inspire you guys to continue making films as well. So, pretty much in lockdown at the very beginning, I had to continue a few of my media work. Now, I do Media Level 3, and at the end of every year, you have to do an FMP. I wanted to make a documentary about the BFI South Bank. I was originally going to do this documentary at the beginning of 2020, but things didn't plan out, and I had to change my mind on doing a different documentary instead. But anyways, my documentary is about the cinema experiences, why I love the cinema experiences, why I really like BFI. Pretty much for the documentary, because I couldn't go there and shoot, I had to use stock footage. I had to use footage I just ripped from the internet, and it was very much a limitation, just like taking over people's footage and kind of like trying to convey a sort of documentary thing through it. And but luckily, I actually knew someone who worked at the BFI, and I managed to get an interview from them. They had to go and film themselves. I also had to like record a narration for the documentary, and that was very much a limitation because I didn't actually own a proper recording kind of thing like we're doing right here. I actually had to record literally in my closet, like with my phone, because my house is hella loud. So I had to basically hook up my headphones to my phone and just record. The BFI is one of the most prestigious film institutes in the world, and they own a large cinema complex that is part of the South Bank area in central London. It is one of the best places to watch old films because the BFI retains the old. So, but after my FMP, I submitted it in. The final project of it was really good. It got some really good kind of feedback from the teachers. They all liked it, and I think I especially like it because I felt like with the limitations, I made something much better than I would have made something without the limitations. So if I had something with all the equipment in, then I don't think it will be as good as all the stuff that I made without the equipment. Now, post lockdown, I actually got into a very prestigious film school. It's called the Ghetto Film School. It originally started back in the Bronx in 2000 in America, and it's only recently they went worldwide and decided to bring it here. And I had to apply for it. I had to create some kind of story. I made a story about this person who works at a self unit, kind of a self storage unit thing, and I wanted to make it like a story, more of a character kind of driven thing, and also about in my proposal, I also talked about like the setting and kind of like what shots I would use as well, and pretty much like when did that, I sent the proposal in and I got through. I got through to an interview that I had to do, and it was over Zoom, which I thought I absolutely bombed because I was just like so awkward and whatnot. But I think I talked about good stuff about film, and I talked about that I'm more of a technical filmmaker. I'm more interested in the camera and editing rather than other aspects like directing. I didn't talk about that because I knew that was quite common among a lot of people. Later on, I actually had to go in for like um, a sort of induction thing with my dad. We had to take your parent along, unfortunately. Not that's a bad thing. My dad's cool and all, but we had like an introduction there and what we're going to do, and then the first lesson was like the couple of days after, and it was all on Zoom, and I really appreciate it because during lockdown and summer I would have been bored-ish. I would have done nothing, but they pretty much put me in check, and I got to talk about what I love, what I like doing, and whatnot. And once every while, we were allowed to go in and actually shoot a few things. This kind of led into the fact that I also got to make a photo roman with them, and my photo roman was really cool. It was a film called Demo. It was about a guy who makes a music demo, and it gets stolen. They has to go and sort of find it. It's somewhere on there on YouTube. You can definitely find it. I definitely appreciate if you go check that out. Which also leads into my another point of like, having safety precautions and taking that into effect when, of course, when a COVID landscape. With the film I made, I was definitely quite wary of it. I was kind of like, saying to the actors, "Oh, wear a mask, keep hand sanitizer in your hands. Let's keep a distance and stuff." And that also kind of leads into another thing I did later on, was that I was part of a documentary where I got to speak about gentrification. This is part of a youth group I'm part of with the Whitechapel. And again, we had to wear lots of masks and stuff, like we had to keep at a distance. And, you know, it was a lot of fun. And that kind of leads into my another point, was that I really want to encourage you guys to keep on making your films, keep making your creative arts, even in the COVID landscape. I want to make sure you see it as a sort of kind of like obstacle that you can definitely overcome, like I have. It was quite challenging, but you know, once I've overcome it, I feel like I've made better work than I have done without a COVID landscape. Also, for you film lovers out there, I really do wish that you guys keep supporting your local film theatres. I went with me and my friends, we watched Tenant. It was pretty good. Like, we were just somewhat amused that there was no one in the cinema. I think a lot of people are very scared of the fact that they might catch COVID or something like that. But you know, don't worry. I mean, the cinemas were very well nicely organised, lots of hand sanitizer, and of course, you know, you get like almost get a whole row to yourself. So keep going to film theatres when they open up. When they do open up again, in a post-COVID landscape, they may not be open because they've probably gone bankrupt. So I'm going to wrap things up today. I really hope you enjoyed the podcast. More importantly, I hope you stay well and in check in these annoying bad times, and you know, keep on making films. All right, see you.